time to go back to the arcade, and this time it's Data East. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Times with Retro Rich and Fun for Five. That's right. We are back doing another Fun for Five, doing another arcade Fun for Five, and this one, could it possibly be that we have found a perfect perfect Fun for Five richest picks on an arcade collection? Let's dive into this. It is Data East collection art. It is Data East Arcade 1 is the collection we're talking about today, if I could speak. And let's just, let's just go in here. Let's go in here and see what we can see. Now we got 10 games on here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't know if I can find fault enough to drop any one of these from a richest picks category. Now let's start out, right? We got Bad Dudes versus DragonNinja, right? Bad Dudes is cool. It's got a lot of nostalgia for me. It's not one that I grew up with per se, right? I played this in the late 90s after I had already gotten my fix of buying everything under the sun after I could finally do that. Just having an Atari 7800 pretty much growing up, and then a Sega Master System. And, you guys know my history if you guys know in the channel, but I didn't get the Bad Dudes until late. But of course, all the memes and all this other stuff, like President Ronnie, getting kidnapped by ninjas, and are you a bad enough dude to rescue them? It's it's just fun. It's fun, brash, 80s, like machismo all the way. The NES version isn't as not as, I mean, it's certainly more memorable to me than the arcade version, because I don't know if I actually played Bad Dudes vs. DragonNinja in the arcade, but this game itself is, it's one of those more forgiving ones. It is an arcade game. It's a quarter muncher. You put in the quarters. When your guy dies, you get more, and you can just go through the game and see what's going on, and you can finally rescue President Ronnie, right, without having to use cheat codes or something like that. I mean, the cheat code is the money, right? On this one, but it's a good game. It's fun. It's got the nostalgia factor. It's got everything else, and it's kind of worth your time to play if you haven't played it. So I would say Bad Dudes vs. DragonNinja gets the richest pick, right? So we go on through to Breakthrough. I think it's neat that they used the advertisement here that tells you the suggested retail price of the cabinet at $995 back in 1986. So that's kind of fun. But even this one, right? It's a shoot 'em up. It's a side scroller. You're this little armored I don't know, armored assault vehicle or whatever it is, like a tank car. Kind of looks like a DeLorean. You're running around on all these stages. You get to jump over bridges with the car. You can do all sorts of other things. It's a little difficult. It's a little hard. But once you get into the game, it actually is kind of really cool. Now, there is lots of skill involved in this, and in order to go through the game, you can't just quarter munch your way through these. It's a shoot 'em up, so you actually have to get at least until the end of the stage so you can keep continuing, right? So you just got to do that, and then there's all sorts of different stuff. You've got your different environments. You got your road environments. You got a mountain environment. You got I think there's there's not a snow one, but there's there's the city, there's all sorts of different cool places you can go into and do these things. But again, it's kind of worth your time even just to go back and look at the game itself. So Breakthrough again gets a pick, and I'm telling you guys, it's maybe I don't even know if we're gonna miss it by one. Burger Time. I mean, what is to be said about Burger Time other than it is a classic game? It is not necessarily my immediate favorite game, but I will give this version a pick because it is the arcade version, and outside of owning an arcade cabinet to play this game, it probably plays the best out of all of them, including the NES version. And I know it'll make a friend or two mad, and it also includes the in television version that I have. Maybe do I have a copy of that? I don't know. I don't know if I have one of those anymore. Maybe stacked up over here on this chair there. But it's just a classic game, and as I've been playing Burger Time, on the Data East Collection 1, and now on the Arcade Collection here, it's kind of like a little bit of a like arcade renaissance game for me. Like, I didn't play it a lot when I was growing up. I played it a little bit. It was a cool game. I liked it. I liked to play it over my uncle's house because he had an Intellivision. I got to play it over there. And it was cool. But now playing it now, like doing score challenges and all that kind of stuff, it is a really good game. It's fun. It's got quirky characters, and it's worth your time. So we go on to Chain Reaction. Now this one, actually, unless I played on the Data East Collection 1, which I will check right now. I played Magical Drop instead. Okay, so so Chain Reaction is a puzzle game. I thought I had played this on a walk when either the Walk Down Alzheimer's Walk last year or the Chalk Walk. I was almost positive I played this game there, but either way, we played it a bunch. We played it on the score challenge for, of course, the Evercade 2-year anniversary, where I got wrecked by Ed Richard KillDashNine, by the way. But it's a fun game. It's a really cool game. It's a puzzle game. I love puzzle games. You guys know I love puzzle games. So it's anytime you see a puzzle game on an arcade collection, unless it's like so egregious, like off the walls, I'm picking it. It's getting a pick. And this one is, again, no exception. It does get the pick. It's definitely worth your time. It's really cool. And Data East makes like really cool puzzle games. Magical Drop, when we were playing it, on the other collection, another good game to go ahead and check out. So this one's definitely worth your time. Darwin 4078. Now this one, because I'm not necessarily into shoot 'em ups as much, this one was on the edge. Until I did a little review play a couple days ago, as I was getting prepped to do these things, to do these videos. It kind of like it said, hey, you know what? Of the shoot 'em ups that are of the vertical style, it's Xevious really that you played the most when you were growing up, and that's kind of like the one you kind of attached to. When I think about vertical shoot 'em ups, I think about Xevious, and it's one of those games that like no matter what, I would give it a pick. And if I didn't give Namco, on the Namco collection that Xevious was on, if I didn't give it a pick just on nostalgia alone, I'm going to go back in time and slap myself because that was wrong. It should have given it a pick, even if I didn't. I'm pretty sure I did though. But anyway, Darwin 4070 gives me those feels of Xevious, and you know what? For that alone, I just got to give it a pick. And I think it's cool. You get the little power ups. You can you build up your ship. It makes it a little easier because as you get hit, it kind of it makes you smaller. At least one's kind of like Super Mario Brothers style, but it gives you a little bit so that you're not just just getting wiped out like most of these shoot 'em ups go. It has a little bit of progression in it. It is a little slower. I like it, and I think if you're into shoot 'em ups, you will too. It's definitely worth a Rich's pick. We go down to the bottom row. Now you've got. I'm going to do these two together. You got Gate of Doom, Dark Seal 1, and Wizard Fire, Dark Seal 2. Now, I know Wizard Fire is technically the better game, but I like Gate of Doom as well. So it's not like it's like not okay. Well, Dark Seal 2 is better than Dark Seal 1, 100%. Just don't play don't play Dark Seal 1. Don't play Gate of Doom. No, don't play it. Play it. Play this game. Play Dark Seal 2. Play them both. If you're into action, isometric, kind of like almost like a Gauntlet meets like a Golden Axe or like that kind of stuff. Just play this game. It's really, really cool. And the only thing that I can think of that this would harken to is some of those like D&D side scroller beat 'em up games. This is like if you can't get those. Actually, I'm wearing my Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeons and Trogdor shirt anyway. if you can't get those, get these, right? You know, because why not? And they're great games, so like definitely play them. They're definitely worth your time. They're a lot of fun. You know, you don't have to worry about the quarter munching because you have infinite quarters. You can just pop them in, sit down with a buddy and go through these games. Very, very cool, very worth your time. Going down to Wizard Fire, Dark Seal 2. I mean, obviously the graphics are better. Everything else is better. Like it's you know, like the bigger, badder bosses, you know, all that kind of stuff. It is a better title, right? Technically, objectively speaking, I guess. But it doesn't mean I wouldn't play Dark Seal 1. You know what I mean? So so definitely give them both a shot. But this one, you know, if you have to go between two, I'm giving both of them a pick. But if you guys have to go between two, okay, maybe please play Wizard Fire first because it is a more impressive game. But still, come on, both of these games are really awesome and I think worth your time. Then we get to Lock and Chase. Now, Lock and Chase is another one of those games for me that was in that realm where I didn't really get to this until I started doing my Intellivision collection, you know, 6-7 years ago. And then I started playing it and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I don't know why I didn't get a copy of this. I don't think my uncle had one. I never went to a friend's house that had one, but whatever. I got it when I was collecting and I started playing it. I was like, oh, this is really neat. It is a good game. It's a great game. It's a cool maze game. Maze games and me, outside of Pac-Man on 2600, they always kind of get me. So I'm not very like amazing at them. I'm okay with them, but I'm not like amazing. But it's cool. It's something about it. It's like it is quirky. It's got the, you know, like cute little sprites. It's got a nice little tunes. And it's cool. It's neat. I like the fact that you can like go through and like you've got the opening and closing of doors and like you can kind of control the maze as you go, or at least, you know, like get into a situation where you can let the level, you know, help you out in ways. Sometimes it doesn't doesn't work out, but it's really cool. It is a really neat kind of thing. So you know, definitely worth your time, definitely checking it out, and definitely worth a pick. And that leaves us at Sly Spy and Tumble Pop. And again, it's like, how were you not given these picks? All right, so let's go into Sly Spy. And right here, you can see, right, this is the opening of the game. Spoiler alert, but the guy falling down out of the sky. The game starts with you jumping out of a plane and shooting enemies before you pull the ripcord on a parachute. Like, come on. And you land in Washington, D.C., and there's like these seas of enemies everywhere. Actually, kind of harkens back to Bad Dudes a little on the NES, where like you move and like 12 enemies show up and you're like overwhelmed immediately. But even this one in the arcade, you're not like just, you know, like down for the count. You can take your hits and you've got like seemingly endless ammunition because everyone drops ammo everywhere. And it's really, really cool. And of course, you know, it's again, it's the late 80s, early 90s. So everything's all, you know, it's you know, unnamed forces or, you know, like, or whatever. They're gonna, you know, like they're gonna launch a nuclear missile. You got to stop them. It's like the world's gonna end, and you're the cool spy. You get to put in your numbers in the beginning. Of course, you know, you're not putting in 007. I don't know what you're doing, But anyway, you get in there, you go in there, and it's just like just a romp. It's just a romp. You throw in the quarters and you just go because it just never stops. After that one, you're jumping in some like, you know, motorcycle thing, and you go through another stage where you're running around shooting some stuff, and then you're in something else. You know, like it's all sorts of crazy. It's all sorts of crazy, and it's just like silly fun. Just jump in and, you know, play some Sly Spy and have a good one. Certainly a pick for sure. And then you get to Tumble Pop, which is a platform. It's not really a puzzler, but it's just kind of like a platform game where you're this, like, I don't know, are you like a sprite? Are you like an elf? I don't know what this guy is, but, you know, you've got a vacuum cleaner and you vacuum up all the enemies, and then you shoot the enemies at the other enemies, and then like you get your points and all that kind of stuff. And if you do it in the right way, at the right time on the right platforms, you can get to like spell the word Tumble Pop, and you get like bonuses and like coins and all that kind of stuff. But it's really fun. It's not too aggressive. It's not too mean to you. You can just go ahead and play a little and kind of get the feel of it. And you might not get to like 4, 5, 6 stages in your first playthrough, but once you learn how the mechanics work, you get a little better. And it's just fun. It invites you to play more. And the difficulty creep isn't immensely bad either. Does get kind of difficult because it is an arcade game. It does want your monies, but you can get through it. And like I said, it's a great time. So Tumble Pop also gets a pick. So here we have it, folks. In review, Bad Dudes vs. DragonNinja, Breakthrough, Burger Time, Chain Reaction, Darwin 4078, all Rich's picks. They're getting a thumb. They're all getting it. You can go down here, Darkseid 1 and 2. So Gates of Doom, Wizard Fire, both picks. Lock and Chase is a pick. Slash Spies is, I mean, that's probably like, just if you're looking for like, if Jerry Bruckheimer made an arcade game, it's probably Slash Spy, to be honest. It's super awesome. Just go for it. And Tumble Pop is like the cool, quirky thing you might not have known about, you might not have heard about, but then you play it and you're like, oh man, this is really fun. And there it is, folks. 10 games, all get Rich's picks. And what do I think about that? Well, we're gonna go to the wrap up and we're gonna find out. Let's go. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, when I put this cartridge in, I was like, you know what? There was at least 2 or 3 of these, and I'm like, not so much. I was right on the Technos collection because I thought, again, it was like 1 or 2 that I'm like, But then, like playing them again, I was like, man, I don't know if I can take a pick away from any of these. It turns out I couldn't. So therefore, you've got your perfect Rich's Picks collection so far. I don't know if there's ever been a collection where I've given every single game a pick. I mean, outside your doubles. Yeah, because the doubles are really strong. I mean, I'm not at Alwa's Awakened Cathedral. I haven't actually even dug in enough to tell you whether or not they're going to be a double pick, but everyone's been all over Cathedral, and a lot of people even haven't played Cathedral. It was like, oh, I owned Alwa's from something else, and that's a great game. So, like, I'm imagining it's going to be awesome. It's going to be super cool. But Xeno Tanglewood, like those are double picks for me because it's the relaxing chill, and the bare knuckle, white knuckle, twin stick shooter kind of thing. And even though I think that Pico 1 probably still to this day is maybe the strongest whole collection, even though it doesn't all have picks. It just surprised me that this one came out of nowhere. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, this one, Data East Arcade, it's just total picks. Now, can we get that again in the arcades? I don't know. Doubtful. But you never know. Jellicoe's pretty strong. We talked about Atari when we went over the Atari collections on the Evercast, so you know that's not going to be a thing. And there's been no. Was there? There was. I don't know if there was a collection, but there was no picks. It was close. I know there was one at least that was close to no picks. But anyway, we got Galco next. Now we're going to do both collections at the same time. It's like 12 games or something like that. We have one tidy video, and then maybe we'll do the secret game too. See, we'll give it a thumbs or not. But again, I'm surprised. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Do you agree with my assessment? Are they all picks? Did I miss one? Did I like, you know what? You're just being you got the rose tinted glasses, Richard. Like this game is not as good. Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks always for watching. Thanks always for hanging out with me, doing these videos. I love doing them. It's good to be like kind of back in. I know that this style sometimes is good for people, sometimes isn't. Don't worry. There will be videos where I'm actually playing these games. I'm kind of like, I got a little idea in the background, to kind of like jump back into like playing some Evercade stuff, on here. And I think I'm going to do it in a unique way to this channel. But just a little more interactivity when I'm playing this stuff. So we'll see what happens. But until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we will see you later. And don't forget, guys, Galco double pack tomorrow. All right, take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com